It's Monday. I'll be honest, kind of a day that I expected, even though I didn't make money. So, poo on me. Um, poo on me. Anyway, it's like a 2-year-old word. And take a little disclosure. Let's get to the charts. The more you think about it, the more you look here, right? It's like you came from a week ago. We were testing the lows of the year, down 21% at 481, and then all of a sudden here we coming into some big support that turns into resistance. Like, why would we get above that today? I don't think a lot of people were buying the up open. I bought it on Amazon and was wrong, but it was hard to, like, it wasn't really that hard actually. Some people made money shorting it, right? But anyway, that was then. Here we are. So what's going to happen here? Are we going to build like a little bit of an upper level here? I think that's something to think about, and then maybe break above if the market wants that. But it's going to run out of time before earnings happen and guidance happens and all that. Then you could you know, if you were to put your retracement rules in here, this would be something that would breed confidence holding here to then maybe take this out. This were to break, this would get, pretty much a lot of people out probably of the way. That's like 520-ish. Which could happen too. This, could be just a range. Um, so the same way we always map out levels, it's like you don't want to be caught anywhere in between, because if you're caught in between, if you're buying before 533, you can get to 533. If you break 533, you start buying in here. Like, what do you really have? You know. So, so if somebody wanted to do the retracement rules, I don't know how to really do the retracement rules on this. I've had it before. Let's see. Let's see, go up this way. So this would be like, yeah, like this would be the 25% retracement, which would be really, really impressive, which would breed some confidence that you could hold here and maybe go higher. But why would the demand be that strong unless really some clarity happened and things, were, I don't even know, I guess rates down, some come to terms with China, some lifting more restrictions. So here's 533, and then if that doesn't happen, this still is a decent area. That's your 0.38. So really the 50% is somewhere in the middle. So these are valid points. If I did that right. So I could see it from my eye. That's because I've been doing this for so damn long. I'm an old, what. So we'll see how it goes. Qs, pretty similar too. Not enough juice to get above and stay above, but it makes some sense considering where we came from. So now we'll see, does it hold today's low? So what you got today is some new point of references for the rest of the week. Could you say 452-ish? Yeah. Do we hold, 452-ish? Does it open above it and then we get the pack and fill and buy down, or does it open above it again? I'm not sure. But a lot of things that we tried to talk about, to see whether or not it would stick or not, was, all got rejected. Apple didn't hold. Netflix got, Nvidia got rejected, and Tesla went red, and Amazon didn't play catch up, went red, Meta went red. Actually, what the hell am I even long anything for? Yeah. So that's what that looks like. I think IWM, didn't do much there. This guy on the Spaces was really, really making a case for the XBI. But I'll be honest, last time he made a case for the XBI was right here, and I bought options and I lost. So now, just like everything else, you have another little point of reference. If you're a bio guy, this is a bio investor, not a guy. He really thinks that you're talking trough valuations, but we've been hearing that for a long time. That stocks are trading for like cash value, pennies on the dollar. He gave a whole list. you want to write down ARQT. Let's see what that looks like. You know, so if you want some names to do your own homework, I'm not in these things. This is what he said that he's in. SPRY. I looked at this. This chart looked pretty good, actually. You know, for those of you who know this with pharmaceuticals. RGNX. Yeah, he's talking about how this is like, you know, trading for like book value is 14. Anyway, anybody, you know us in our bios. I don't like buying bios because it's just like, oh, either a home run or a strikeout, more than a strikeout. It's put some people out of business usually. But anyway, those are the 4 bios that he liked. Besides thinking that the XBI at some point is going to do better, especially, you know, in a tariff environment. TGTX. It's another. Somebody must have said this a while back. I think, yeah, these, you know, this is acting better than other. He's looking for like the decimated ones, which sometimes they're decimated for a reason, I guess. This looks better than most. Yeah, just you know, Blair pointed it out. So this is, you know, some individual investors or alpha team guys. So they're saying TGTX. That was from Blair. SJS says STIM. Let's see that one. Neuronetics. Not horrible, I guess. Not horrible is not special, but better than other things, I guess. Broke right here. Held the 100-day. It's got a little inside flag. So you got to be long verse this 320-ish area. Usually you don't have time to get out of the way when these things don't do what they're supposed to do. Yeah, some of these things you just have to own. Not for us. Like I'm not like able to do that. Like, I'm able to do that, but for like a lot of people, like, oh, why don't you just buy this and tuck it away? Why don't you do that and tuck it away? Because I need to do things that are acting okay, that could be good for a day or day and a quarter, or good for or a swing. Like these guys said to me, like you know, some guys that I coach, they're like buy NN. I'm like, okay, like you know, it's gonna be good. I looked at the chart and I said, okay, you know, this looks decent. You know, that had a nice move. This looks kind of decent. I'm like, is it an active trade? Is it a short-term trade? Is it a midterm? Like, just own it. I can't just own. I could own something like this that looks decent technically. It looks okay for you guys to also follow. But then if it were to break here, you know, you got to get out. Same way they were like this with this PAL. They're like, own this for the year. So just to show, sometimes when you see a name like this that pops up, it's not like a, you know, a go-to type name of this and that. I was like, they said that here. I'm like, all right, this looks good. Looks like something I would be long if I didn't have any color on it from a sales trader. And then I got stopped out. Then they were all bragging on how it was up today, and they're in hundreds of thousands of shares. But anyway, you know, for us, because you never know where it's going to go, and people get trade for a living, and people have to time things, you know, I can't be in something that breaks right here at 940. Because think about where it went down to. So just saying, I can't be in things here at T3, just own it. You know, it's not like, it's the same way I can't be in Tesla when it's below the 821-day and the 200-day just besides a trade, or I can't be in, you know, some of these things because it's not actively giving you an edge or a reason to get paid actively or tactically. So anyway, that's what that is. Someone asked me what's NN? I don't know, except for they said that own it. So, you know, you could own it and put your stop here, or own it and put your stop there. Technically, it looks decent, not great, but decent, better than some other things. So I said, okay, I'll take a little bit and give it the benefit of the doubt. So anyway, that's why. I didn't buy GME options. Why? What happened? It's up a little bit. You know, today was a weird day. Again, like I came in, the end, like, you know, when I had to leave for Pittsburgh, I feel like I was buying the SPY 545s, when the stock was like 525. By the time the market closed, I was made peanuts on Friday, and then today we walked in, the SPYs were up like 8 or 9, and those 545s were 30 cents above where I paid for them. So I'm like, hard to be in some options like this too. But anyway. All right. Thank you, Airboss. I added to IBIT calls, but kind of losing, nothing so great there. Meta is down today. That doesn't look good. Opened above a prior high, couldn't hold it. Looks more like a short than a long. Amazon still in the box. Actively it looks. Today, you would say gave you a little signal to be careful, but it's still kind of hanging in there, I guess. Tesla was a little better. Just really in the box also. It's not interesting. Right. As I go through this, it's like, why would the SPYs break above 544, 547? You see the way these things all look. I guess Goldman hung in better, but still, where is it? It's nowhere. It's got some room. JP Morgan pushed above, didn't hold after a big move up. That earnings move might be over. It's smack in the middle of this range, so nothing, no edge there. Oh, Alpha teamed. Last week was one of those like, ooh, come in, oscillators minus 90, buying the whole, little follow through. Wednesday was a trade. Now things feel tougher. I lost a little bit more than I should have today, so I'm not going to put myself in a position to do that again. Even though I have a few little longs going into tomorrow. Stinks is worse than sucks. Anthony, did you make money last week? I'm just asking because I feel like you've been struggling a little bit. I get it. What could you do to make yourself happy, Anthony? Because it's Monday. I feel like I'm a little, energy low on a Monday, and it's only a Monday. You're happy? Okay, that's good. That's true. See, there you go. Anthony's got a good attitude. Market isn't the end all be all. You have to really figure out ways to let the time go by and wait for better spots and be patiently aggressive. Like aggressive when it's time. It was a little time to be aggressive last Monday. It's probably time to be a little aggressive when that news came out on Tuesday, even Wednesday. And now it's like, I don't know if it's time to be aggressive to be short into this area of the range where they can go another spot, or it's not time to be aggressive long. So I get it. But you're right. I like it. Look what the SPYs did at the end of the day. Looked like we're going to hold in there. Looked like maybe the market wanted to be a little constructive, and then what happened in the last 2 hours? Literally, this was it was at 541 at a quarter to 3. Now it's 50 handles lower, $5 lower. Big wide ranges. I guess you don't need to be in things because you get caught the wrong way. It could hurt either which way. All right, so Sam's even keel. So we'll see. Let me save some of these. We'll see what we do tomorrow. Tomorrow, be different questions. Today's question was, do we hold and build or fade into resistance? We faded into resistance. Now tomorrow's question will be, do we hold 452? Or are we going to break below it and get loose and wide and see somewhere down to 441? Or, do we open up and have a better time, try next time? All right. the TLTs do today? TLTs, you know, I guess did you lose on this day from the reversal into here, or did you lose? Because here it looked like it was bearish, and then you had a spot to cover and buy. Now it looks like there's a little bit more room for rates to come in for this to get to the moving averages. Yeah. Yeah, it could be better. It could always be better. It could always be worse too. All right, listen guys, it's 428. If you did go out long, you got paid depending on how you did it. You know, for me, I feel like I was a little upset that I had all those options and just wasn't enough. So I was kind of let down, and then I just tried to trade around it, and now we'll see what tomorrow brings and brush off today and just keep doing what we're doing. You know, and if you find like this isn't a spot, then just sit back, cash his position, and wait. No need, no need, no need to flip a coin. We don't flip coins in this market. And when there's an edge, there's an edge. Today, there's not much. All right, guys. By the way, did you see Rory? Anybody, all you golf fans out there? Chase, I guess, likes to watch golf, so we were watching it. It's pretty cool. See him join the, what was it, the Grand Slam match? What? All right. See you in the morning, guys.